Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. First of all, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? That's the first part. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me in the comment section? Let me know real quick before we get it started. Let me know. Let me know. Can y'all hear me? And welcome in. VA stand up, boogie down in the building. What up to Sneak out there in Brooklyn and the Bronx? Let me know if y'all can hear me in the comments. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I had to restart the live a few minutes ago because somebody couldn't hear me. People couldn't hear me, so I apologize for that. Okay. Yes, sir. Let's give it another minute or so, and then we're gonna get back into this live. Sorry about that, the technical difficulty there. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hey, it could be worse. You could be a cowboy, man. Oh man, that's pretty funny. I heard what happened with Micah Parsons going to the what's his damn the Packers. Shannon Sharpe cost himself $100 million. Yes, sir. We definitely gonna get into it. Make sure y'all tap in. Let's give it another minute or so, and we definitely gonna get into this live. Let me just make sure. I shared this on Instagram. Okay, cool. Also, make sure y'all follow me on my Instagram, man. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Let me pin it in the comment section. I feel like enough people are not following me on Instagram, so let me just pin that real quick. So y'all can follow me on there. Let me just pin this in the comments before people come in. We got about 30 more seconds, so let me pin this in the comments. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, man. I do reply to messages, so make sure y'all go ahead and do that. We got Chicago in the building. I see you. Northwest Florida, VA in the building. Shout out to y'all. Breaking news, Jerry Jones was found alive and well in his home. Ray really going at Shay Shay, bro. You're not going to believe it. Honey Jar Shay Shay. Shout out. Who else we got in here? North Carolina in the building. I'm a little bit tired doing this live, but hey, Ray Lewis needs to stop. He just mad because Shannon Sharpe blew up and he didn't. Shannon is the lowest, is his lowest. Shannon is at his lowest and still more popular than he is. All right, so let me get into this. So I first heard about this news on Jason Whitlock's channel, right? About Ray Lewis getting at Shannon Sharpe. And I'm like, what are they talking about right now? So I click on his video and he starts to talk about it, about Ray Lewis getting at Shannon Sharpe. So I then go on the internet to find the video on YouTube, on Instagram, but I couldn't find it. But luckily, I found it on TikTok. So y'all know when Shannon Sharpe joined Undisputed, if y'all can remember, there was a time where he used to wear like a do-rag. He used to smoke like, I think they call it Black Miles. It wasn't a cigarette, it wasn't a cigar, like a Black Mile. He used to drink this I don't think it was Hennessy, but some kind of liquor. And he was kind of like putting on this persona, right? And then he started calling himself Unc and all of that. And I remember one of the people, okay, Hennessy. And I remember one of the people that said to me, which was Marcellus Wiley, where he was like, a lot of people in the industry are surprised at how Shannon is behaving because behind the scenes, that's not who he is. And then you had the back and forth for him and Steven Jackson and all of that. And when Skip Bayless went on All the Smoke, and he was like, he was surprised at what Shannon was doing. And it was actually making some people uncomfortable, right? Because they're like, this is not really what we signed up for. So I want to play the video for y'all of Ray Lewis, and he was on the Patrick Bet-David podcast. And Patrick Bet-David brings up Shannon Sharpe. And Ray Lewis decides to take it to a different direction. So I'm getting it from NYN NG or something like that. This dude's Instagram, TikTok. So I'm gonna play it for y'all first. I'm gonna play it so y'all can see what he said, Ray Lewis, and then we're gonna continue on. So take a listen to this here.
Personality. Yeah. And would he say he's gonna do
hold on.
Shannon Sharpe, did you think he was one day going to be a good TV guy personality?
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prepping.
How much before he retired did he tell?
He'd been started.
Oh, so he's knowing he's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised by the success he's having with his podcast and TV and
no.
him and Skip and Stephen A, all that stuff?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked at his content. I wouldn't, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon would say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever. Yeah, and then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they're having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom. Everybody wants the follower. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to make money. That's a tightrope into what you call influence and popularity. And the devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence, that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you would switch out like that? And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. Platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Everybody's talking now.
A couple of things that he said that stood out.
Okay, so you heard what Ray Lewis had to say. And I'm going to play it again in the next few minutes. But let's just talk about it for a second. For the new people that just came into the live, we are reacting to the comments that Ray Lewis just made on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. They had an interview. I went and checked on PBD's page. I couldn't find it. Let me just check again. Patrick PBD podcast. Let me just check because I didn't see it up there. I'm on his page right now. It's currently not there. So this interview is not out yet. I don't know where they even got this interview from. But it's not out yet. I checked his Instagram. It's nowhere there. But basically, Ray Lewis, who used to be teammates with Shannon Sharpe on the Baltimore Ravens, you guys can even punch it up on YouTube where you see the two of them doing Hard Knocks. And I think at one point, I think they said Shannon was staying with Ray Lewis or something. They were very close. They had a very close relationship. Now, y'all know, whoever's been following this channel for the past maybe 4 or 5 years, y'all know I was a huge fan of Shannon Sharpe, a huge fan of his. And I was saying, going years back, the videos are all on the channel. Hey, guys, let's try to get these likes up to 200 likes. Would appreciate that. Let's try to get these likes up to 200 likes. We got 500 people in the building. Let's try to get these likes up to 200. Would appreciate that. Shout out to my man, Too Raw. Too Raw for TV. So y'all know I've been a huge Shannon fan. And I used to say then, when he was on Undisputed, I said in the next 5 years, Shannon Sharpe is going to make more money than he ever did playing as a football player or anything like that, because I believed he was that good. Fast forward, Shannon Sharpe made more money in media than he ever did as an NFL player. But as time went on, especially towards the tail end of his relationship with Skip, and then when he joined up with Stephen A. Smith, you could see a transformation. It was really no longer about content. And it all changed after that Cat Williams interview and him getting with Stephen A. Smith. Because that Cat Williams interview brought him a lot of love, but it also brought him a lot of hate. And it got him into different beefs, which you can understand. But then Shannon started to go in a different route. I remember when he went at Mace, and Mace was just trying to give him some advice. It wasn't like as if Mace was trying to get at him. And shout out to Mace, man. Me and Mace chatted once, man. Shout out to Mace. Shout out to him. And he started going at Mace. Then he's going at this comedian. Then he's going at that comedian. Then he starts going at people talking about, oh, y'all are jealous of me. Everybody wants to be where I'm at. Y'all are jealous of me because of where I'm at. And we're like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not the same humble Shannon that we knew from Undisputed. And then he started bragging about how much money he made. Then he started bragging about sleeping with OnlyFans models on his show. And people still supported him. But then what caused me to stop supporting Shannon was that audio of him and Michelle that came out. Because all of us thought that it was something legitimate. And then what ended up happening was all of us waited. And I remember that live, almost 200,000 people were watching Shannon Sharpe live. And at the beginning of the live, he had a pre-recorded ad for a sex product. And I'm like, what is going on here? I thought this was a mistake. Then during the live, he's bragging about the fact that he of his sexual prowess. And I'm like, but I thought you're supposed to be apologizing. What's going on here? Shannon is over 50. Shannon has kids. What are we doing right now? This is embarrassing. This is unnecessary. This is unnecessary. Then you had the next incident. And after that, I said I was done. People started getting on me. Oh, no, Charles, you bugging out, man. You hating on Uncle Shay. I'm like, no, this is turning into Ratchet City. There's no standard anymore. There's no bar anymore. It went from being called Club Shay Shay. You remember they were calling it Club Messe. Because they were like, yo, you allowing people to come on your platform to just diss people, right? But during his transformation, when he got into media, I remember Marcellus Wiley, because I asked him. I said, was Shannon always like this? Did he used to drink? And he was like, he never used to drink. He never used to smoke. I'm like, are you being serious? I'm like, what are you talking about? He never used to drink. He never used to smoke. You see him on TV with the cigarette, with the whatever it is in his mouth. You used to see him go on I think on Instagram. He used to have the not a do-rag, the like a skull cap on his head, and he used to have this look like this persona. And I thought that was who he was because I never met him. But apparently, that's not who he was. What that was him playing a character. So when him and Shaq got into that back and forth, Shaq was basically like, I know what you did to get where you at. Which is basically, I guess Shaq was saying, putting on the clown suit. Hey, guys, let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes. Would appreciate that. So let me play what Ray Lewis had to say. Let me play it for y'all. This is Ray Lewis on the Patrick and David podcast. This is an episode that is not aired yet. As of now, you can't find it online. So let me play it for y'all one more time. Oh, just a second. The volume is off. Okay.
Shannon Sharpe, did you think he was one day going to be a good TV guy personality?
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prepping.
How much before he retired did he tell?
He'd been started.
Oh, so he's known he's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised by the success he's having with his podcast and TV and
No.
him and Skip and Stephen A, all that stuff?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked at his content. I wouldn't, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon would say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever. Yeah, and then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they have and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom. Everybody wants the follower. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to make money. That's a tightrope into what you call influence and popularity. And the devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you would switch out like that? And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. Platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Like, everybody's talking now.
A couple of things that he said that stood out for me.
So you heard what Ray Lewis had to say. You heard what Ray Lewis just said here. Shout out to the 850 people on the live. Hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes. I'd appreciate that. You heard what he said. Ray Lewis is essentially talking about selling your soul, bro. Not in the extremist, in the most extreme sense of the word or the meaning, but the idea of it. Basically, giving up who you are, or rather, putting on a clown mask to cover up who you are to essentially make money. Guys, let me be honest with y'all, because some of y'all watching have been following this channel for a long enough time. I have made peace with the fact that I'm never going to be on the level of Shannon Sharpe and all of those. I'm never going to be there. Do you know why? Because there's certain things I am not willing to do. Number one, I cannot come up here and lie to you guys. What I'm saying is what I truly believe. And what I have learned is what you really feel doesn't matter. What matters is what's the general flow of things. Are you willing to sell your ass to make as much money as you can? Some people can't do it. I'm one of those people. And there's some people that can do it and are more than willing to do it. More than willing to do it. There are people that will get on TV, start saying stuff that they don't believe because they know behind the corner they're going to be getting a bag. Who got accused of this? Shannon Sharpe himself by Joy Taylor and Steven Jackson on TV. They said he only started pumping LeBron because they was giving him a bag. That's what they said. I never said that. That's what they said. So people coming into this thing like, yo, this is one big money grab. And I understand everybody wants to make money. I have no issue with anybody making money. But everything isn't about not everything in this world is money. Not everything. And you can't make all the money in the world. You can't. We just went through one of the most polarizing political cycles ever. And I sat back in my corner and watched people sell their asses for views. I watched people sell their ass cheeks for views and money. Their asses. They were saying whatever it took to make money. Whatever it took. As long as I'm making money. I watch people just sell their souls. This is what Ray Lewis is talking about. He's looking at Shannon. It's like, bro, you never even drank ever. What is all of this stuff about you selling a liquor, promoting liquor? Talking about you, some uncle, you Uncle Shay Shay. Who the hell is Uncle Shay Shay, bro? That's not even a real person. All of these quotes, my grandmother used to tell me, my grandfather used to tell me, I'm dead ass believing that none of that is true. I'm dead serious. Because for as many quotes as they gave you, son, it's like you didn't hear none of it. You didn't hear none of it. All of those gems of wisdom, all of them stuff, all of those gems they gave you, and you running out here on demon time. What are you talking about? So Ray Lewis is looking at his former friend, and he can't believe who he's looking at. There's a very prominent person in social media. He's bigger than me. I used to like know him. And now I look at him, I'm like, yo, this is the same dude I knew? This is the same dude? Bro, do you hear the stuff that's coming out your mouth right now? But people are doing it for money. There's some people that will do anything for money. Anything. They can sell you for money. I had a friend I went to high school with. I'm not going to say his name. And he told me when we was in the Bronx. No. Was it in the Bronx? I think we was either in the Bronx or New Jersey. One of those two places. I can't remember specifically where. I think it might have been in New Jersey or the Bronx. It may be the Bronx, because he put me on to one of his barbers in the Bronx. So I go to him. I'm like, yo, we talking. And he says to me he wants to get into the music industry. This is dead ass talk. he wants to get into the music industry. And he knew Virgil, Virgil from that knew Kanye and all of them. He went to Hawaii when they were making that album, 808s and Heartbreaks. So he was in Hawaii when it was making that album. And I will never forget what this dude told me. I said, so you want to go into the music business? He said to me, and I'm not going to say his name. He said, I already sold my soul for this. I'm ready for this. I sold my soul for this. He said those words to me out of his own mouth, that he sold his soul for this, that this is what he wants. He sold his soul. I'm not going to say who he is. Y'all don't know him, but I'm not going to say his name. So this is what Ray Lewis is talking about. He's like, you used to be one person, and then now all of a sudden, you a different person. You a different person. When Shannon used to crack me up, whenever there were black issues, Shannon was on the front line. He was talking, he was saying stuff and all, and I'm like, man, this guy's really, really, like, he's passionate about this thing. But then Jason Whitlock says something that surprised me that I didn't know. He said he revealed something that Shannon Sharpe said that I never heard before. He said Shannon was once quoted, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the only time you can see me with a black woman, I think, is like when I'm holding her for the police or something like that. Something along those lines, that the only time you'll see me with a black woman is when I'm holding her for the police or something along those. I don't remember specifically. And I said to myself, Shannon Sharpe said that? How could Shannon Sharpe have said that when on Undisputed, he's a civil rights leader? If you listen to his rhetoric on Undisputed, he's a civil rights leader. But then, as time goes on and you start hearing all of these stories, and you look at the last person, the OnlyFans model, I'm like, as much as you pumping this black race and black this and black that and black this, son, I didn't see it in your moves. Look who you ended up with. And then the saddest part is Monique warned you. And you're like, nah, man, I got to have it. I got to have it. When that Michelle audio dropped and he went on his show and he was bragging about his sex game, I was saying to myself, if this was my dad doing this, I would disown him. If my dad in his 50s and 60s was online after a video dropped of him having intercourse, and he gets up there and tries, and is meant to be apologizing, and he's bragging about his sexual prowess, I'm disowning you, bro. You're an embarrassment to me. You, as my father, are embarrassing me. I'm disowning you. Yes. I was like, but this is embarrassing. What grown adults be talking about what goes on in the bedroom on a public forum? Where do you know that ever happened? Anybody that's probably not above the age of 25, you're not talking about that with your friends. You're not. You're not. This isn't The Best Man or Think Like I Can, Act Like I Can Think, whatever. Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman, whatever the hell that movie's called. That ain't reality. Ain't nobody running around talking about, yo, man, I knocked that down. We're not having those conversations. We grown-ass men. When you pass 28, 29, 30, you're not having those conversations. Why am I talking to you about that? Why you want to know? Why you want to know? I don't want to know what's going on in your bedroom. Even if you're my friend, I don't care. I don't want to know. But this is what they were talking about for over 100,000 people to see. And I'm like, Shannon done lost his mind. I told Marcellus Wiley, I said I used to be a huge Shannon Sharpe fan. But I said now he done turned into the Kim Kardashian of sports media. I said that to him. I said now he's like the Kim Kardashian of sports media. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do. Let me play the sound for y'all again from Ray Lewis on the PBD podcast. Take a listen to this, y'all.
Shannon Sharpe, did you think he was one day going to be a good TV guy personality?
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prepping.
How much before he retired did he tell?
Been started.
Oh, so he's knowing he's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised by the success he's having with his podcast and TV and
No.
him and Skip and Stephen A, all that stuff?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked at his content. I wouldn't, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon will say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever. Yeah, and then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom. Everybody wants the follower. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to make money. That's a tightrope into what you call influence and popularity. And the devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence, that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you would switch out like that? And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. Platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Everybody's talking now.
A couple of things that he said that stood out.
So you heard what he had to say. So I read a comment while I was watching that. Somebody said he made T-shirts called Night Clap. Okay, I never saw that. He also said, and Charles, the material discussed with Ocho and Dion was even more ratchet. He said women passing gas, making women defecate during intercourse. What? They spoke about that on Nightcap? What? Somebody said this is called projecting because you're here worried about his title. Nobody worried about nothing, man. We reacting to news. Are you serious? He said, leave. I should leave my own life. You bounce. You be a part of here. We talking about the news, baby. You over there having a titty attack when Son was talking about everybody else in their business. You was up there rubbing your titties and hollering, talking about go Uncle Shay Shay with your pom poms and clapping your high heels. You was loving that. That wasn't gossip then, right? When you was over there rubbing your titties, when he was doing them other ratchet ass topics, you was loving it. But all of a sudden, we gonna give you all an opinion and talk about some grown man stuff, and we telling dudes in their 50s to act like grown men. All of a sudden, you want to have a titty attack in the comment section. I see you. We already know what type of time y'all on. Y'all were the same group that was egging them on. Go Shay Shay until Shay Shay lost 100 million. How about you super chat him? Don't come over here trying to act like, oh, we gossiping. We talking about news, bro. That's number one. Number two, Ray Lewis is not gossiping because he said it aloud. He didn't run behind a bush and say, yo, this is what I feel about. They asked him and he said it. There's no gossiping here. Gossiping is what you say behind somebody's back. He said it in the open and we're all reacting to it. If you support that ratchet stuff, go over there. Go buy you a shirt that called Nightclap. Go watch that. Go do that. Go get you a one of them toys he was selling and go have a nice night. You coming over here, man, you just somebody said Ray Lewis. Bro, y'all need to knock it off. This is the problem. Some of y'all are just loving to defend the nonsense. Why y'all defending a grown man saying all of this ratchet stuff? Why y'all defending this? Do you know what it is for Ray Lewis to say this? He's basically saying he sold his ass, and he's not the first person to say this. Steven Jackson alluded to it. Marcellus Wiley alluded to it. Even when they asked Skip Bayless on All the Smoke how he felt when Shannon was wearing those koofies or whatever the hell he used to wear on his head, do-rag, that wasn't a do-rag, whatever that he was with the cigarettes and coming out there with the Hennessy, he said all of them were taken aback. Even Stephen A. Smith said it. Because people within the industry were looking at him like, yo, what is this? Creating this persona of Shay Shay and all that. This is not a real person. Shay, that's not a real person. And I'm out here reacting to it, and all of a sudden, oh, you hating on Shannon. But when he react to everybody else and they pitfalls, oh, nobody hating on him, right? Come on, knock it off. When somebody else was getting in trouble, he would talk about it. He wasn't holding back. Come on. What are we talking about? It's news. We're reacting to news. He said Charles is grind. I've seen at least 4 live. So that's appreciate that. So that's what Ray Lewis is saying. And I understand what he's saying. He sold his ass. And the only people defending this are people that know that they would do it too. You know how many people that came to me and said like, yo, why aren't you more pro LeBron James? Why aren't you more pro LeBron, man? You can get a bigger bag. Just be more pro LeBron. I'm like, I don't think he's that dude. I don't think so. And I'm not going to be up here lying to you. Just shut up and just say that you like him and you can get you some money. No. Like, people want me to just say you like him. Just say you like him. And you'll be okay. You think I don't know that? Shannon just been disappointing me, man. He been disappointing me. Let me play it again for y'all. For those of y'all that just joined the live, let me play it for y'all. Ray Lewis is Shannon Sharpe's friend. As far as I know, they were friends. So you telling me playing 20 plus years, he's not the same guy? Come on. I don't know.
Shannon Sharpe, did you think he was one day going to be a good TV guy personality?
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prepping.
How much before he retired did he tell?
He'd been started.
Oh, so he's knowing he's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised by the success he's having with his podcast and TV and him and Skip and Stephen A, all that stuff?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked at his content. I wouldn't, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon would say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever. Yeah, and then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they're having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom. Everybody wants the follower. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to make money. That's a tightrope into what you call influence and popularity. And the devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence, that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you will switch out like that? And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. Platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Like, everybody's talking now.
A couple of things that he said that stood out.
So y'all heard what Ray Lewis had to say. So what I think is going to happen is the following. Shannon Sharpe is not going to respond to this. I don't see him responding to this at all. I think he's probably just going to act. He's going to hear it, but I think he's just not going to respond to it. And probably he doesn't care. Okay. Some people have been playing the role for so long that they can't switch off. It's like they are acting in method style. They just turn into that person. So I don't see Shannon responding to Ray Lewis. I don't see that happening at all. He's not going to do it, because if Shannon responds to Ray Lewis, then the conversation now becomes serious, because now the subject matter is, if he responds to Ray Lewis, he can't say to Ray Lewis, you're hating on me. He would have to address what he said. You can't deflect like some of his supporters are trying to do in the comment section, asking me dumbass questions, leaving dumbass comments, irrelevant comments that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. You can't deflect. So if he addresses him, he's going to have to address what he said. And in this case, I don't think he can do that. Because if he does address it, he would then have to say, what do you mean about you saying you never saw me drink? I used to drink. Then he would be like, really? And then that's when it starts. So I don't see him addressing him at all. I just see him kind of like acting like as if he didn't hear it. Now, some people want to turn Shannon Sharpe into some damn like they want to walk around and carry him like he's a damn egg. Oh, don't say this about Shannon. Don't say. Shannon has talked about other people in their low moments. He has created content about that. Do you know why? Because he's in media. Nobody was faulting him for it. He was doing what everybody else was doing. So now when you're part of the news cycle, people talk about you. If one day some bad news comes out about me, they're going to talk about me. Now, I would look like a bozo running around talking about, oh, y'all are hating on me because y'all are talking about me. No, they're going to talk about you. It's all part of the game. It's what you signed up for. So to act like I said, oh, they hating on me. They hate. So that means you were hating when you was talking about everybody else in their business. That means you were hated too. So to me, man, like it says a lot when Ray Lewis is coming out there and saying that. Because I don't associate Ray Lewis with foolishness. I don't. Oh, okay. Appreciate the clarification. I don't associate Ray Lewis with foolishness. Right? That's not how I associate him. I don't view him in the light of this guy, just somebody that will be out here spewing foolishness. But when you have people like Jason Whitlock, so many others saying that this is almost a mask that this guy put on, that this person he's portraying, that's not really who he is, then that says a lot. Because if people are saying that's not who you are and you put on a mask to get the bag, then it's like, yo, this dude is a phony. This dude is a phony. If you meet me in real life, I'm not going to turn into a LeBron fan, for example. If you meet me in life, I'm not going to all of a sudden like electric cars, which if you meet me, the things I said here, I feel the same way in reality. I feel the same way. There's no fronting. But when people are saying that, oh, bro, you're just doing that because you're trying to get at a bag and you're willing to say any and everything, then people are questioning whether or not you're a genuine person. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you are too transfixed on money. The people that usually fall into this mess are people that are money hungry. Nobody said you shouldn't make money. But when you're money hungry, some people can even kill for money. This is the problem with people that have an insatiable appetite for money. Be careful of those people. Be very careful. They will line you up if some money's involved. I never associate myself with people like that. I'm not saying you don't want to make money and be a capitalist and all. Nobody's saying anything about that. But when I notice that you have this insatiable appetite and there are no guardrails, you're willing to say and do anything for a bag, I got to distance myself from you because you're kind of dangerous. Yes, exactly. Shout out to Corey in the comment section. He said, you grow attached to your fake persona. Yes. People have been, you've been acting out this character for so long that you can't snap out of it. You almost believe that that's who you are. No, you're not blocked. I'm seeing your comment. You almost believe that's who you are. God damn, these LeBron fans, man. Bro, what the? Anyway. So that's what Ray Lewis had to say. I don't know none of these people. I'm just reacting to what they're saying. And for him, he's essentially saying that Shannon Sharpe sold his ass for a bag. That's essentially what Ray Lewis is saying. And it's up to Shannon to respond to it, but I don't think he's going to respond to it. I don't think he will. Shout out to Goodfellas. I don't think he's going to respond to it. I think he's just going to act like he ain't even hear it and keep it pushing. And keep it pushing. Somebody said, thanks for not selling out the Clutch Sports. Keep your foot on LeBron's. Bro, like that's the thing, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. We were going to do a channel talking about politics. I just haven't had the chance to focus on it because I've been so focused on this channel here. And I'm like, yo, should I grift? Should I do this? And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Marco said to me, he's like, yo, whatever you do, be yourself. Because the last thing you want to do is 5 years from now, people pulling up old clips of you saying one thing and they're like, but I thought you were this. I thought you were that. You don't want to do that. I can't even tell you the amount of grift. There's some people that are literally locked into their grift. They can't ungrift. They cannot ungrift because if they ungrift, they're afraid they'll lose their whole audience. They know who they are. There's some people that have been grift